Hey guys, so Super Rugby might be suspended at the moment, but that doesn't mean we stop thinking about it. Especially me as a YouTuber, we love the game. I'm very enthusiastic about it. So I've been looking at a couple of stats of the season so far, the ones popping up here next to me, and I was wondering if any of these stats are determined by the sizes of different players on the field. So today what I wanted to focus on is the scrum success percentage. Look, if we want to look at that, we have to look at the sizes of the front row. I'm going to do sizes of all of the players all over the park to compare how the different countries approach the Super Rugby. If we look at it, the Highlanders, Hurricanes, Chiefs and Crusaders are in the top 4 for scrum success, and all of them are New Zealand based teams. Are they doing something right? Are they doing something different than the other teams? Or is it determined by the size of their front rows? If we look at the South African teams, none of them have been the best in scrum success so far, except for the Stormers, who are in 5th place, and the Australians, they are scrambled all over the place. Okay, let's get into what I discovered in this video. After compiling a big list of the different sizes of players, of props especially, yes, it took me very long to do this. I could see the sizes of props really go over 130 kgs. Only a few players do go over that. Tupou, Asi, Turner Kwafe, Michael Alalato, Fidao, and Thomas de Toy. Look, all of this comes from Wikipedia, not the best place to find any information or correct information, but it is more or less right at a stage in their careers. The heaviest player, Fidao, being 137 kgs. The average prop is the heaviest and the tallest in New Zealand. They have the best scrum success if you look at that. 4 teams doing quite well, and the average size in South Africa is lower, meaning they are the lowest successful team in scrum success, bar the Stormers. If we look at the hookers, they usually tend to be between 100 kgs and 115 kgs. As you can see from this list, only 2 players do go over that, above the 120 kgs, which I would say is a heavy hooker. Tuala from the Waratahs and Makaleo from the Crusaders. The average weight and height here is also in the favor of the New Zealand teams. They have the biggest players over there in the hookers, and this could be an indicator that the front rowers that are bigger do tend to do a little bit better in their scrums, like the New Zealand teams have proven. But let's look a little bit closer at the specific teams. The really heavy props are in New Zealand and Australia, with the Rebels and the Reds having 91% scrum success, and the Blues, Crusaders, Hurricanes having 93%, 97% and 100% success respectively for each team. The heavy hookers are mostly in the teams with the heavy props as well, except for the Jaguares also joining in the South African conference for the heavy hookers in the game. The average front row weights do tell a story though. The Chiefs, Hurricanes and Crusaders have a very heavy pack or a heavy front row, all ranking high up in the scrum success as well. No South African team actually does have a heavy front row if you look at it like that. So this is how it all ranked up. The top 4 teams all are considered to have heavy props in their team, while 3 of them also have heavy hookers and a heavy front row on average as well. If we look at the front row averages, the bottom 6 scrum success percentage teams, the guys under 90% success, all have lighter front rows by the looks of things. So to sum all of this up and what I've discovered, it's obvious that weight and size isn't everything in the scrums, but it does match with the figures of having a lot of success. You have a little bit of a heavier front row, and this is probably where the South African teams are lacking a little bit. If you look at the average front rowers for the South Africans, it tends to be a little bit lighter, and their percentages do show that. The New Zealand teams, they have heavier front rows, and you can see their rankings are also a bit higher. But look, if you look at a team like the Stormers with a 95% scrum success ratio, they have a light front row of 111 kgs in average, which is exactly the same weight as the Sharks, who have a 82% success ratio. So you can't just say it is weights, but it does help by the looks of things. But there are different aspects that you have to consider. Guys, let me know what you thought about this video. I know it's a bit different to what I do usually and might not have been the most successful one, but I still have the locks left, the loose forwards, scrum halves, fly halves, the centers and the outside back. So it's gonna get better as we go on. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see a little bit better in this video, and if you would want to get more of this information for yourself. But that's it for this one. Have a good one, guys. Check out any of these videos popping up next week, and then I'll see you for the locks video.